Hi and welcome back. So now we're going to go into Unity and we're going to set up our project. So if you run that file, you should get this. And what I want you to do first is click on New Project up here. Click. And you should get this screen. Make sure it's set on 3D here, as that is. Okay, so now we're going to set up our location. And remember before I told you the directory we were going to use. So if you come down to location and click on the end of the bar here, and you'll be asked to specify where your folder lives. So what you want to do now is point to that directory you set up previously, which is this folder here. Tag the Art of Games Unity project file. So click on that and click select folder. And you'll see, and up in here, give it a name, call it the Art of Games, like so. And then create project, and Unity will go off and do that. Give it a moment to do its thing. And there it is. It's created a brand new project and everything's blank and ready to go. I'll take you through all this once we begin. This is your scene window. This is the window you're going to be looking at most. Anyway, I don't want to bog you down with too much here at the moment. So you can see down here it's created an assets folder. So if you go and look at your directory structure in the directory that you set up previously. So here, this is the folder I told you to put your project inside of. So if you double click on that, you'll see the Art of Games, which is what we called it. If you double click in there, you'll see assets, and that's that assets folder there. If you double click on that, there's nothing in there. And if you look at that assets folder there, there's absolutely nothing in there. Okay, so what I want you to do now inside here, inside your assets folder down here on the left, I want you to right click and I want you to create folder like so, and you'll see it appear here. I want you to call that meshes, just like that, and press return. There we are. Okay, now go back into your folder, and bear in mind we haven't created any folders inside here. We've done it all inside Unity. So double click in there, double click on the Art of Games, ignore these things, these three folders. You don't need to know anything about those. Double click on assets, and there's your meshes folder that you created in here. Double click in there and leave that open there for now. Go and get your other folder in a separate window. Okay, go into your raw project files folder, into meshes. Okay, and right click on Scalebox 1 unit, right click on that, click copy, click into your Unity projects folder that you have open, right click and paste. And there's a good reason we're doing this. Just minimize that, minimize that. Click on Unity, give it a minute, and you notice that it's thinking about doing something. And what I think it's doing here is converting the mesh file we just copied into that folder. So when it's finished doing that, we will access it. Yeah, come on, come on, come on. When you are ready, Mr. Unity. And there we go. Done. Okay, so if you double click on meshes, you'll see there it is. There's our box. Scalebox 1. What we're going to do now is test that against Unity scale. Okay, so now I want you to create a cube within Unity, a 1 by 1 unit cube. So go to Game Object, 3D Object, Cube, like so. And you'll see it appear in the window here beautifully. And that, you can see up here, scale is 1 by 1 by 1. Right, this cube here is what we brought in from Max. So I want you to drag that into the, so catch a node, drag it in, and let go. And you can see, and what I'm going to do actually is change the material color. You don't have to do this, but I'm just double checking. Yeah, okay, so you can differentiate. So the red one is the Max cube, the white one is the Unity cube, and you can see the Max one is scale 1, 1, 1, which is what we set up in 3D Studio Max, and you can see the Unity is 1, 1, 1, and if you put them side by side, they should be identical. Yeah, probably not quite in the same position. Probably, yeah, just get them in the same position roughly, and you can see that is the scale is absolutely correct. So there we go. So that's that. So that's our marker. That's our base. That's our foundation, and that's what we're going to use to scale all our objects that we create going forward. Okay, what I want you to do now is go back one to assets again, back to the root. Right click, create folder. I want you to call that scenes, like so. Inside scenes, we're going to go file, save scene as, and we're going to call this forest. Go back to assets and you can see it's there. Just drag that into scenes, bink, like that, and that's where it sits. So that's going to be our scene file, neatly tucked away inside the scenes folder. So now you have two folders, one meshes, one scenes. If you go back to your Explorer window, you can see there's your scenes directory and there's your meshes directory. We're not going to touch this stuff. The only thing we're going to do is copy files into here. We're not going to delete, change, or do anything to these folders other than manipulate them inside Unity, because Unity doesn't like it if you start messing with its folders outside of Unity. It gets really confusing. So the only thing we're going to do, like I say, is copy into the folders themselves. Okay, one more thing. The reason why we have these two folders, let me just get them on the screen so you can see. The reason why we have these two is because that's our raw project files, where we copy all the files we've created for the project. This, like I said before, is the Unity project files. You shouldn't mess with the files in here. Other than copying files into it, don't touch it. Let Unity deal with it, and I'll show you why now. So for example, we have inside here, we have our meshes folder here. It's got scale box 1 unit. Okay, so let's move that away. And let's imagine our scene is really full. We've got hundreds of objects in the scene, and we're like, I don't want that one in my scene anymore. I don't want that in my scene anymore, and that's fine. So it's gone. You go into your meshes folder and go, nah, I don't need that scale box 1 anymore. I'll just delete that. Yeah, delete. Right now, if that was your only copy of that file, if you go back into your folder now, it's gone. Meshes, it's gone. It's not there. So we need to keep a copy of all our files. Otherwise, you're going to start losing them. What we should probably do, and what we do normally in the industry, is back everything up into source control. I'm not going to cover that here because it's just one scene we're creating, but under normal circumstances, if you're doing a game, you're working with a team, everything would be under source control and you would back it up that way and pull it into Unity from there. But in this instance, just make sure you have the two directories like this. This is our working folders. The raw project files is where we work. Unity is where we build. So just think of it like that. We don't touch stuff in here, and we copy from this folder once you've created the files into Unity, into the Unity folder. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to copy that meshes back because and I'm going to put it back in here because we're going to use it. Assets, meshes. So just copy, paste. There we go. And if I go back into Unity, click, and it will figure it out, and there it is, back again. So that is why we have the two folders. It's for a backup, and nothing goes into Unity until we're happy with it, and then it just stays in Unity unless we delete it within Unity. So now we're just going to save our project. Save project, blink, and that should save it. And that is it. That's our first model created, our first model brought in from Max into Unity, and scale is all set up, ready to go. Now we can move on and actually start building our scene.